Welcome to Leader Auto Service. Today we have a 2008 FJ Cruiser. Customer complaint was that the check charging system light is on. It is minus 30 outside, it's pretty cold. We're getting a lot of these lately. So we have to go through our basic routine, test the battery, test the alternator, test the starter, and go from there. So we've already gone through our initial testing. The battery is an aftermarket variant, glass matte. It's very high rated. The alternator, though, is currently not being picked up by our scan tools and by our diagnostic equipment. So the next step is to confirm that we have all our wiring is good and go from there. So right now we're just going to reconfirm the voltage of the battery. Anything around 12.6 volts is good. This one's currently at 12.9. We did have it on the battery charge overnight, so it is probably sitting a little high. But now the next step is to test that we have positive going to the alternator. So we're going to take this bracket off to try to gain access to the positive terminal on the alternator, and we can continue our diagnostics. So we've gotten down to the positive terminal on the alternator. We do notice a lot of corrosion. So the next step would be to disconnect the battery, remove that terminal if possible, hopefully it doesn't break, clean the terminal, and then redo our test and see if we have proper alternator output. So the exterior of the negative clamp actually looks not terrible, but after removing it we do notice a lot of corrosion. Also the negative, a secondary negative ground was not in the correct location, causing it to be a little bit loose. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean both of these up. We're going to clean the positive terminal, and we're going to see if the alternator has not been damaged, if it can be replaced or not. So they do make specialized cleaning tools for negative cables, positive cables. Preferred method here, use an electric drill and a wire brush. We're going to take the bulk of the corrosion off, and then we're going to use a chemical cleaner after to get the fine stuff off. Also, you can use sandpaper. You can use, some people use Coke. I wouldn't really use Coke. If you, like, as a worst case scenario, you can do that. Boiling water after using the Coke. But yeah, so we'll spend some time cleaning this up, cleaning the positive on the alternator. So we've cleaned everything as best we can without actually removing the alternator, trying to make this as efficient as possible. We've relocated the ground to its proper location. So now we're trying to see if we have positive going towards the tip of the alternator. We have straight battery voltage going to the tip of the alternator. So the next step will be to remove the alternator. So after the customer's approved alternator replacement, we installed the new alternator, redid our initial tests, and we have a perfect ripple coming out of the new alternator with the output approximately 14.3 to 14.4 volts, which is right where you want it. So we'll go ahead and put all the panels back together and return this to the customer. Hey, so if you like this video, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We're going to have a lot more diagnostic information coming out, and we will have contests coming out, so stay tuned.